Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me for Modern Group Team Selection Live. There have been plenty of moves at the selection table this week. So before we are joined by Assistant Coach Tate Kaesler, let's have a look at the team. And coming into the side, we have Mitch McGovern, who will play his first AFL game since injuring his hamstring in round 3. Riley Knight is also back after being omitted against the Saints. And David McKay finds his way back into the team after showing strong form in the SANFL. Making way for the 3 ins are the injured Charlie Cameron and Tom Lynch, who has been claimed by illness, with Andy Otten being omitted. Well, plenty of talking points to come out of match committee, and to talk through those, we're joined by Assistant Coach Tate Kaesler. Tate, thanks very much for joining us. Just firstly, making way for a number of the players to come in, Tom Lynch and Charlie Cameron. Can you talk us through where they're at and when we can expect to see them back? Yeah, look, unfortunately, Lynchy came down with a bit of a virus during the week, so unfortunately he's not going to be fit to play this week, and obviously the main thing for him is his health and make sure he's right, so hopefully he'll be back at the club next week. Charlie had a bit of a wrist injury, and there was no structural damage, but the main thing with him was just the strength and the ability to catch a ball, and if you land on it, that soreness. So unfortunately, yeah, it's put up a little bit too sore for Charlie to be able to take his spot this week. All right, what about Mitch McGovern? Such an exciting young player, but a fair amount of time out of AFL. How are you expecting him to slot back in? Yeah, look, Gov's one of those dynamic players, so hopefully he brings that from the first bounce. He's had some really good form in the SANFL over the last 2 weeks, and look, we just expect Mitch to come in and play his role as a forward, and I'm sure he'll be able to take that role of Tom Lynch quite easily. And what about Riley Knight? What did you see from him to see him back in a week after in the SANFL? Yeah, look, Riley's form sort of before he got out the other week was pretty good. We know what Riley brings. He's a great endurance athlete. He gives us pressure up ahead of the ball. His run and work rate's outstanding. So look, again, another player that we expect to come in and play their role. A lot of forward pressure, and hopefully he can also hit the scoreboard. David McKay comes back for the Carlton game. You've used him in a variety of roles so far this season. Yeah. Where do you see him on Saturday? Yeah, look, D-Mac last week was outstanding in their SANFL off half back. Had a lot of run and carry. So again, that's D-Mac's go-to, is his run off half back, and he'll play through the wing a bit as well. So it was really good to see him go back and show some exciting football that we expect from David every week. What about Scott Thompson? There was a lot of talk around him coming into this game. Was he close? Yeah, look, he was. His name was obviously brought up. It's probably been coming up the last 4 or 5 weeks. He's been in outstanding form. Look, he's in our emergency, so he's definitely knocking on the door, and hopefully Scott can put his hand up and play within the next few weeks. Andy Otten, of course, drops out. What do you need to see from him in the SANFL to make his way back to the AFL side? Yeah, look, Otto's been in fantastic form, and I think it's a great story for our football club. He's got the ability to play as a forward and a defender, so the same thing will be when he's back at the SANFL. There'll be times where he'll be down in defence and also up forward, and there'll be the odd occasion where he'll pinch hit in the ruck, which we've seen him do at AFL level. So again, we just expect Andy to go back there, stay in really good form, and keep putting pressure on both at the forward end and the defensive end of our AFL team. And just in terms of your opposition, Carlton, they've played some really good games this year. What are you expecting from them, and what do we need to do particularly well to take care of them? Yeah, they're in outstanding form. Their last 6 weeks has been really good. They're a team that likes to possess the ball a lot, so they generally defend a bit more with the ball, that slower ball movement, working the ball up the field. So we've got to make sure defensively that we're really strong and we're really well structured and organised, and I reckon limiting their mark change is going to be something that's going to be really important to make sure that we can hopefully force them to kick a bit longer, and we can win it in those longer contests. Well, great talking to you, Tate. All the very best on Saturday. Let's hope we can return to winning ways. Thanks, Alana. Now, for those of you in Adelaide this weekend, our SANFL side will be playing Sturt at Peter Motley Oval, and we will be looking to end their 6-game winning streak. Good luck to the boys there. Thanks so much for your company, and remember, we are live at 5:55 Monday through Thursday every week of the season. Go Crows!